So, you're thinking about a trip to the UK sometime from 2026 onwards. Well, you are really going to want to hear this. Huge changes are coming to the UK border, and if you don't know about them, your trip could be over before it even starts. Let's break down exactly what's going on and what you need to do. And look, the UK Home Office isn't mincing words here. They've put it as bluntly as possible: no permission, no travel. What that means is the entire game has changed. If you don't have the right digital approval connected to your passport, the airlines will be legally forced to deny you boarding. It's really that black and white. Okay, get your calendar out. Seriously. February 25th, 2026. This is the big one. This is the final, non-negotiable deadline. After this day, these new rules are mandatory for literally millions of travelers, and there is no grace period. The old way of just grabbing your passport and hopping on a plane, yeah, for a lot of us, those days are over. And let's be real, this is what's actually at stake for you. We're talking about thousands, maybe even tens of thousands of dollars in flights you can't get a refund for, hotel rooms you've already paid for, all of it vanishing in a heartbeat right there at the check-in counter, all because of a simple digital permission slip you didn't know you needed. That's the brutal, real-world cost of not being prepared. So, what's really changing? I mean, this is more than just a new form to fill out. It's a total shift in how the UK manages its borders. They're moving to what they call a digital border, kind of like what the US and Europe already do. The whole idea is to figure out who is coming before they get on the plane. It moves that security check from the moment you land all the way back to the moment you try to check in. So who does this actually hit? Well, the list is pretty huge. We're talking about citizens from 85 different countries who are used to just traveling visa-free. That's right, it includes the US, Canada, Australia, and every single nation in the EU. And it doesn't matter why you're going: tourism, business, visiting your cousin, or even just changing planes. And get this, there are no age exemptions. Even a baby needs one. But the most important change, the real game changer, is where the check happens. Your airline will now have to check your status electronically before they even print your boarding pass. Okay, so if just showing up with your passport is out, what's in? Well, the answer is a new system called the UK ETA. Honestly, the best way to think about it is like a new digital key. You need this key to unlock travel to the UK. So what is this ETA thing exactly? An Electronic Travel Authorization, or ETA, is pretty much what it says on the tin. It's a digital permit. Now, it's really important to know this is not a visa. It's a required pre-approval for people who don't need a visa to visit for up to 6 months. The whole thing is done online, and once you're approved, that permission is just digitally linked right to your passport. No stamps, no stickers. All right, let's break down the need-to-know details. The cost is pretty reasonable, just £16 per person. Once it's approved, your ETA is good for 2 full years, and you can take as many trips as you want during that time. Now for the timing. While most people get their approval pretty fast, the official advice is to apply at least 3 working days before you travel. This is absolutely not something you can do at the airport while you're waiting to board. Okay, so how do you actually get one of these? Well, the good news is the process is designed to be pretty straightforward, as long as you know the steps. So let's walk through it and make sure you get it right on the first try. It really just boils down to 5 simple steps. First, you'll go to the official gov.uk website or, and this is usually easier, download the official UK ETA app. You'll need your passport handy, a credit or debit card, and your phone. You'll use your phone's camera to scan your passport and take a quick photo of yourself. After that, you just answer a few basic questions, pay the fee, and hit submit. That's it. Your approval gets emailed to you and is automatically tied to your passport. Okay, I need you to listen very, very closely here. This is super important. The minute these new systems go live, scam websites pop up. They look official, but they'll charge you £50, £100, or even more for the exact same £16 application. They're not faster, they're not better, they're just ripoffs. The single most important thing to remember is this: only use the official gov.uk website or the official UK ETA app. Period. Never, ever use a third-party service. Now, let's talk about the flip side. This new system isn't just a rubber stamp. It is a screening tool. And that means some applications are going to be refused. So, what happens if you're one of them? So, based on the early data we have, the good news is that the vast majority of people, about 96%, are getting approved without any issues. But, and this is a big but, that still means about 4% of people are refused. So while the odds are definitely in your favor, it's clearly not 100% guarantee. And that begs the obvious question, right? What triggers a refusal? What are the red flags that the system is specifically designed to catch? Well, the main reasons are probably what you'd guess. Any kind of past immigration trouble, like overstaying a visa anywhere in the world, is a huge one. A criminal record, even something minor from way back when, could definitely get you flagged. But it can also be as simple as making a mistake on your application, or if your answers make them think you might not leave the UK when you're supposed to. Now, getting an ETA refused doesn't mean you're banned from the UK for life, but hoo boy, your plans just got way, way more complicated. You can't use this simple digital system anymore. Instead, your only option is to apply for a full standard visitor visa. And that process is far more expensive. It can take weeks or even months, and you'll be under a much, much bigger microscope. Okay, so that covers short-term travel. But what if you're dreaming a little bigger? What if you want to work or study in the UK for a longer period of time? Let's take a quick look at those options. I mean, from some of the best universities on the planet to really dynamic job markets, there are just some incredible opportunities waiting across the UK. So if your ambition is bigger than a 2-week holiday, there are definitely established ways to make it happen. Here's a quick look at 3 of the most popular routes people take. You've got the Youth Mobility Scheme, which is basically a working holiday visa for younger people from certain countries. There are now also clearer rules for digital nomads who want to work remotely for their company back home. And of course, there's the classic student visa, which is the way to go if you've been accepted into a UK university. Okay, let's take a breath. We've just covered a ton of ground here. A brand new mandatory permit, the very real risk of being denied boarding, different visa options. If you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed by all of this, honestly, that's completely normal. But here's the most important thing I want you to take away from all of this. You absolutely do not have to try and navigate this complicated new world all by yourself. There is expert help out there to guide you through it and make sure you get it right the first time. Look, whether you're planning a 2-week holiday or a 2-year study program, getting expert guidance can be the difference between a trip of a lifetime and a complete disaster at the airport. To get a personalized plan and make sure you're totally ready for these changes, check out worktravel.agency/memberships-partnerships. They have the resources to help you build your own UK survival guide for 2026 and beyond.